Hey, what's up everybody? Chef Jonathan Zaragoza coming at you from my home kitchen here in Chicago, Illinois. Today I'm excited because I'm cooking one of my favorite dishes from childhood, chilaquiles. Growing up, chilaquiles weren't just a breakfast, they were a way to feed the family and stretch last night's salsa into something special, something bold, something spicy, something delicious. And every Mexican family has their own way of making them. Some drown the tortillas, some keep them crispy, some top them with queso fresco, chicken. I like mine with crema. But no matter how you make them, chilaquiles are about one thing, using what you have in your house to create something incredibly bold, delicious, and something that will wake you up better than a cup of coffee to start your day. Let's get into it. Obviously, chilaquiles wouldn't be the iconic dish without the salsa used to make them. So today, I'm gonna show you the way my mom does them. She uses roma tomatoes, garlic, guajillo chiles, arbol chiles, and Knorr chicken powder to season it, little salt, maybe some sugar to round it out depending on how acidic you like your salsa. Now, if you have leftover salsa in your fridge like I do, always have it, you're more than welcome to use any salsa. For example, I have a salsa roja here and a salsa verde that I can use to make this same recipe and do it your own way. So first things first, we're gonna do our tomatoes on a sheet tray. Just gonna broil these until they're tender and charred. That's all we're looking for. Super easy. I'm gonna throw them in the broiler right now. All right, so we're gonna prep our garlic and our chiles guajillos to get them tatemados, which is just a fancy word to say grilled or toasted on here. So I like prepping on a towel, just easier cleanup. I'm gonna take this out of its paper like that. And I like leaving them in their paper when they're getting griddled because it kind of acts like a protective layer. It's just a little bit of insurance. If you were to use peeled garlic, they have a tendency to scorch, but in their own paper, they have like a protective layer so it steams and then roast, and it gives you a better result. But I'm just taking off the excess paper here, and then I'm gonna put them on the griddle. So for the chiles guajillos, I like taking a pair of scissors and giving it a little haircut on top here, removing the stem. And then running my scissors down the edge here, popping that open and then knocking the seeds out. Super easy. Here's to you, Mr. Pepper Chopper. Mr. Pepper Chopper. Ooh, it's so spicy. That's such a good jingle. Real man of genius. In restaurants, we use this move a lot, which is prepping over a towel. You could peel carrots like this. Catches it, leaves it there so it's easier cleanup. Take this, throw it in the trash. So this is a technique that we use in Mexico called tatemado. Or tatemando. Basically, it's cooking on a comal, no oil, high, medium, high heat, and you're just basically looking for charring and getting tender. So the chiles go really quick on the comal. You got to be careful. All you're looking for is them to get fragrant, a little tobacco color on them. Put them in a bowl, and then we're just going to pour some hot water over the top. Garlic is done. We're just going to peel it. All of our ingredients for our salsa are ready to get blended. We're just gonna blend it till smooth, season it, taste it, make sure it's nice, and we keep making chilaquiles. Season this up, a little bit of salt, not too much. That might be too much, so we're fine. Don't stress out. Little chicken powder. That looks good. I'm gonna taste it. See where we're at. Don't breathe that in. You'll die. Oof. Good spice. Great spice. For me, it looks a little thick. I'm gonna thin it out with some of my chile water. But first, you have to taste your chile water because sometimes it can be too acidic, and then you'll have to balance with sugar or salt later on. So always taste the chile water. I'm gonna do that right now. It's really well balanced. You can taste the tannins and the pepper in there. It's so good. I'm happy to use this for thinning out the salsa. Just a little bit. This needs a little more seasoning. I'm doing chicken powder, a little bit of salt, like that. If you roast your vegetables perfectly, you probably won't need to adjust with sugar. So that's very important. Also, how ripe your tomatoes are has a lot to do with it. So make it your own, okay? A recipe is just a guide, so when you make this at home, taste your food, always. All right, we're gonna put this on the blender one more time, taste it, and see where we're at. That looks great. I'm gonna taste this. Super nice. Delicious. Spicy, but it has like richness too. It's exactly where I want it. Salsa done. So on my phone call with my mom last night, she told me that she always serves a salsa de molcajete because she likes the flavor. So today we're making another salsa. 2 salsas for 1 recipe. You can do them on the comal or you can broil all these, which I'm gonna do today. Real simple. We have roma tomatoes roasted, jalapenos roasted, and garlic roasted. That's it. A little bit of salt, and we're gonna do a salsa de molcajete. Peel these, throw them in the molca. Still hot. Still hot. It's too hot in the hot tub. Get those going. Pinch of salt. Okay. I always add a little bit of water in there just to get it going. All right. And then I'm going to start mashing this up. Get a little paste going. And once your garlic is pastified like that, then we're going to throw our chiles in there. I'm going to do both. Jalapenos aren't really spicy these days, so thanks a lot, Monsanto. All right. Molcajete time. And the difference between a salsa de molcajete and any other salsa is like night and day. Give me a salsa de molcajete over a blended one. I don't know, it's just better. All right, tomatoes go in. Mash these up. And I know this is going to need a little bit more salt, so I'm going to add salt now. Mash this up. Man, this smells so good. If you don't have one of these, make sure you buy one, but make sure you're buying the actual volcanic rock, not like the cheap cement looking ones. You don't want that because that's not good for you. Look at that. Oh, all over me. Hang on. Ugh. We're gonna taste. Make sure we get everything off the sides here. Beautiful texture. Color's awesome too. Really great. Perfect. Mom move. I'm going to show you a little bit of chicken powder. A little bit of chicken powder goes a long way. Just going to give you that extra bit of umami in there. It has MSG. We like MSG here. It's bean time, baby! So today we're going to make a very special version of refried beans because they're Mama Zaragoza's famous refried beans, one of my favorite things to eat with chilaquiles. So to make these beans, I always start with frijoles de la olla, which is something my family always had on the stove simmering away on the back burner. But I'm not going to kink shame you. If you want to use canned beans, you're more than welcome to do your own thing. But here's the other thing. This is very important over here. These are the ingredients necessary to make the best refried beans I've ever had in my life. So first up, lard, onion, arbol chili, egg, yes, egg, tortilla, and jalapeno. Secret move I'm going to let you in on. Mama Z put some of the guajillo salsa used for the chilaquiles into the beans, making them a little bit red and way more flavorful. Trust me, you're going to want to make this a lot. I'm going to heat my pan over a medium-high heat. I'm going to add my manteca or my lard in. And you want a good amount. You don't want to skimp on the lard. That's what makes the beans really good. I generally don't invite people that are scared of lard over because I like using lard in my cooking. I put some in my hair if I'm having a bad hair day. It's great on chapped lips in the wintertime. In Chicago, it's freezing out, so whatever. But lard in food is so important because Mexican food is about using all of the animal. So lard is obviously the renderings that is readily available all the time in meat markets in Mexico. So we try to use the whole animal in Mexico. That's why we're using lard today. All right. Lard's heating up. I'm going to drop some of the jalapenos in there. Onion as well. In with a pinch of salt. Dropping some chiles de arbol in there. I'm going to tear up my tortilla as well and get this all kind of crisping at the bottom of this pan. So I'm going to take one of these jalapenos out because judging by the batch of beans that I'm making, it might be a little too spicy. Again, I can always add this in later, but for right now, I'm going to take one out. So my ingredients in my pan are looking really good. They're smelling delicious. At this point, I like adding my beans in before my onions get too crispy in there. So I'm going to add my beans, and they have bay leaves in there. They have garlic they were cooked with. I like them in there. It's all good. So just toss them in. Oh yeah, that's the sound of progress. Look at that. This dish is super rustic, so you don't have to really worry about being too fancy with it. All right, at this point, I'm gonna start mashing my beans and getting them nice and creamy. And this is the point where my mom would add some of this salsa into them. That looks good right there. I think that's good. And we're gonna keep mashing them. And what she used to do as well, she used to scramble an egg on the side and fold that back in when they were simmering. And it's just a crazy textural, delicious flavor. So right now I'm just gonna mash them up, get them to texture, fold some of this cooking liquid into them to get them nice, and that's it. All right, so my beans are mashed up. They're a little thick. I'm gonna take some of our cooking liquid and just fold some in. So I'm gonna pull my beans off right now. They're not done cooking, but I wanna get my eggs scrambled so I could fold that back into the beans. All right, we're gonna scramble a couple eggs for our beans. Just have neutral oil down in the pan, heat that up a little bit, and then I'm gonna crack a couple eggs, $20 worth of eggs right now. Yeah, crack the yolks and just literally scramble some eggs. And you could, oh, there's my salt. You could season these. I like seasoning them. You should season your food always. It's weird to have scrambled eggs and beans. It 100% is weird, but it works because it's like a breakfast dish. I'm gonna talk to mom. You know what? Shut this off. I'm gonna call Mama Z right now. FaceTime mom. Oh, she answered. Mama Z answered. Hey, you're on camera. Do these look all right?
They look beautiful.
¿De consistencia se ven bien?
Did you put the jalapeno and the onion?
Yeah, they're in there.
Yeah, looks beautiful.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna keep cooking.
Look what I'm cooking.
What are you making? What did I say? Are you watching? Put the frijoles back on. Just hold it there. What did I say earlier? Mama Z always has a pot of beans on the stove. It's crazy.
Yep.
You just gave me so much street cred. I appreciate that.
I always have beans and salsa.
She does. Always has beans and salsa.
Always have beans.
All right. Wave bye.
Okay.
Bye. Okay. Mama Z approved of the beans. Just gotta get a little taste for salt. They're so good. Those are really good. Maybe a touch of salt. Like a pinch. One for good luck. That's it. Beans done. So, in my opinion, what sets good chilaquiles apart from great chilaquiles is cutting your own chips and frying them in-house. And the reason I say that is because you can control the moisture content inside the chip. So these have been cut a couple days ago, and you can already tell that these are really dry and they're almost to the point of cracking. So what's gonna happen is they get super crispy in the oil. So when they're getting tossed in the outside, they have a tendency to stay crispier, which I prefer. It's a total optional step, but making your own chips really sets it apart. So I'm gonna take these and cut them in 4. I've seen people cut them in squares as well, but you can do your own thing. So for frying these, we wanna fry above 350 degrees, no higher than 375. So in that range is a good way to get golden brown, crispy chips every time. Chips coming out of the fryer. And you don't have to do this, but it's a nice little move to have like delicious, crispy, fresh chips. Makes all the difference. Try to get as much oil off of them as possible. I like putting them on a paper towel to get some of that oil out. But again, if you want to buy store-bought, put food on your table. I get it. There's going to be some concessions and stuff. You got to follow your heart when you're cooking, man. Chips out, seasoning them. Generously with salt. All right, those look great. So to a pan, we're gonna add a little bit of neutral oil, just enough to kind of almost coat the bottom of the pan. To that, we're gonna add some onion. Like that. Season, a little bit of salt. Sauce goes in. Put some chips in there. This looks great to me. But it looks a little dry, so I'm gonna add a touch of salsa to coat. Look at that. So good. All right. It's time to plate. More importantly, it's time to eat our chilaquiles. I'm so excited. It smells like childhood to me right now, and I'm gonna shut the hell up and just freaking plate. All right, first I'm gonna show you how we used to eat it as kids. I know it's a little weird, but my mom used to serve them with these guys here, bolillos. It's Mexican bread. They're coming straight out of the oven. But I'm gonna show you how I used to eat it as a kid, how I used to plate it. All right, so I used to put beans down on the side here. These beans are incredible too. They're so good. I know I call them refried, but you know, they're not quite fried texture. They're so good though. All right, and then our chilaquiles. You can tell these are still really, really crispy here too. Joe's drooling behind the camera. Here, I'm gonna bite a chip so you can. Dude, sorry, I know it's torture. My mom used to serve bacon on the side of these. Look at that. Oh, baby. And then, can't forget the eggs on the side. I could just slide these off. What do you guys think? Slide them off? Look at this. Oh, even the Russian judge. That's a 10. And then I used to top mine with a little bit of crema, like that. There, that looks great. Cool. Some Chihuahua cheese, some cotija, and then some white onion. Man, oh man. And this is childhood for me. So, so good. So this is the way I used to build my chilaquiles as a kid. So basically I would take my bread. That sounds so good. And then we take the migajon or the crumb out. We call it migajon. And I would take this part. If I wasn't making like a little dough figurine with it as a kid, and I used to do this too at the table, I remember. Make like a little, this is horrible. Horrible. I was much more creative as a kid. But I would make a little dough guy, dunk it in my yolks, and then bite that. Dip it in the salsa as well. But this is the move. So you take your frijolitos and you smear them in here. And it's so funny because I asked my mom, I was like, hey, when did this start? Did grandma do this? And she's like, no, this is something that we invented and we liked as adults. We wanted to do this with our chilaquiles. But in Mexico, you see a lot of people do tortas de chilaquil, which are my favorites. If you go to Mexico City, there's a place called La Esquina de Chilaquil. Oof, the best. All right. So then what I would do is like do like an egg in there like this. I know it seems so crazy. Egg goes in, and then you take your chilaquiles. Dude. Get them in there. Like that. Salsita. This was it. I know you're drooling back there. This is it. Maybe not as filled. I used to put a little bit less, but you know, YouTube, baby. You got to put a little bit more in there. Dude, I'm going to get into this. This looks incredible. I can't even talk. It's just so good, man. Immediate nostalgia. Crazy good. Spicy, creamy. Oh my God. I can't even like, and the bread is the best because it's so crispy. Oh my God, it's running on my hand. That has been Chilaquiles from my childhood. I want to thank everybody that's been supportive, dropping the comments, subscribing. I appreciate you guys so much. I never thought that we could be able to share recipes of mine on YouTube, and you guys are making it possible. If you want to see more recipes from us, drop down in the comments and let us know what you want to see from us. Happy to cook them. See you on the next one. I can't stop. This is so good. Don't talk with your mouth full.